What's up, comic fans? I don't know what that was. But welcome to Monday Night Raw Books. Bad Bunny halftime show was fire compared to Kid Rock's My Name Is. Word on the street is Kid Rock was pre-recorded and they had 200 paid actors in the audience to, be the audience for Kid Rock's concert. So it was pre-recorded with many takes. This is just word on the street. I wasn't there. I don't know. And that they paid actors to be in the audience. On the good side, I like Bad Bunny's halftime show. Honestly, I was more into the cinematography, right? The way they incorporated sets into, right? And I mean, there's always like these big sets and amazing spectacle, if you will, at the Super Bowl. But the way I think they kind of it felt like they transported Puerto Rico to the Super Bowl. Also, there were like stars who showed up. Pedro Pascal was part of one of the scenes. Jessica Alba was part of one of the scenes. Other artists and famous Latinos, I guess you could say. Ricky Martin showed up, right? Lady Gaga was there. It was good. I had fun. It was very entertaining. But like I said, I was really impressed with like the camera work too, and the sets and the scenes. The trees in that were part of the set. There was people in that. Those were costumes, and that's I think how they were able to change scenes so quickly. Was to just want to turn the light off. Was having people in these tree suits and running off the set. But yeah, it was a good time. Hashtag for Papa. Yes. And by yes, I mean no. The community again lost a awesome member of the community, right? When Papa Wheelie, Matthew, passed away recently. I was actually, I believe, in the chat, and I forget whose chat it was, when Papa said he wasn't feeling well and was going to head to the hospital. And yeah, I mean, that was the last time that that Papa was, around. So like I said, community lost a big member, a character, if you will, charisma, and had it without saying a word, right? So, which was one of the things that Papa couldn't do was talk, but just found a way to connect and speak to people in so many ways. Touched a lot of people's lives. I was never really close with Matthew, but Matthew Cowley, but I always respected Papa. He was definitely one of those people who made you believe no matter the circumstance or situation, you can do stuff, still be active, and still do the things you love and find things you love, right? Not confined, right? No boundaries. And so for that, I think Papa Wheelie, and he'll be missed. He will be missed. And like I said, I never really got close to Papa Wheelie, but we knew of each other. But yeah, definitely somebody who added and didn't take away from the community. All right. Um, so yeah, that's that's the Papa stuff. What else? What do we have here? Hello, Cup of Comics, and hello everybody in live chat. When you get here, what's up? Pops in the house, or Gramps, or Robert Springs, or Robert Pops Gramps Springs. What's up? What's up? Steve White in the house. Good evening, Will. What's up, Steve? Joffrey. What's up, Joffrey? Joffrey, my homie. Happy Monday. It's the only reason I tuned into the Super Bowl was for the halftime show. Hey, Joe. That's cool. Glad to hear that. That's fun. Um, yeah, it was a good time, right? And there were a lot of misgivings about it, and a lot of people spewing whatever they were going to spew. I'm glad that it happened without incident, and there was nothing inflammatory about it. If you think spreading the message of love and love who you are and love where you came from and supporting each other is a bad message, then you're a bad person. I don't know what else to say. And no offense to anybody here. If you know, if you felt like there was something wrong with that performance after watching it, if you had your whatever's going into it after you saw it, I don't think there was anything negative you can say about it, except maybe you didn't like it. Maybe it wasn't for you, right? But there was no anything. It was all about love and supporting each other and just being the best you can. All right. The Super Bowl halftime show was awesome, right, Joffrey? I thought it was fun. It was definitely entertaining. Hashtag BOCC hashtag for Papa. We'll always love Big Papa. Um, and yes, the Black Order Comic Club in the house. Today we're doing like favorite Avenger or Justice League cover. I haven't posted mine yet, but since you guys are here, I'll give you a sneak preview of what I am posting. I have my Avengers number 43 from 2021. This is part of the Alex Ross series, right? The timeless variant covers. So this is the timeless variant virgin cover. I thought all the timeless covers, right? The Alex Ross ones were virgin covers. I don't think there were any trade dress versions of it. But this is also signed by Alex Ross. And so a lot of glare. Let's see. No, still some glare. But yeah, this is the Vision. Got the Alex Ross signature there. I think this is the second comic I have autographed by Alex Ross. But this, I think, is my only slabbed Alex Ross cover. So, with the show, uh, if I'm out of here before midnight, I will be posting that to the gram. That will be my cover for the day. All right, everybody's saying what's up. Communities, wrestling, toy, Funko Pops, and comics. Yes, that was Papa Wheelie. He was a big. Trying to turn my. There it is. He was a big wrestling fan, Papa Wheelie. Plus, he loved flipping the bird to AEW. I don't watch that much AEW or TNA or any of those promotions. I mean, every once in a while, maybe I'll watch a match or two, but I've always kind of been a WWE guy. Even when they were miserable and WCW and Nitro were killing it, I was always kind of a WWE guy. Papa Wheelie told me one time on his live stream that he was the original Pops and I was number two. He had a way about him. I think sometimes people thought that Papa didn't like them, but he was just a character, right? He was a little bit abrasive at times. And hey, it was great. It worked, For somebody who was such a big wrestling fan, I think he understood the value in being the heel, if you will, right? Or being the baby face, or, but being able to play that. Just because you're the heel doesn't mean you truly are a bad guy, right? And there's also the anti-heroes and all that. Nice slab, bro. Fork it over. He had an amazing collection of pops. Yes. Yes. So, yeah, I mean, it's a sad state of affairs, that Papa passed away. Um, yeah, I mean, and he went into the hospital. It's not like, he just died suddenly. It just turned out that things didn't get better. So I think 22 did this on his channel, but we're going to steal it for tonight. And to win a duck, we're going to do hashtag for Papa. So go ahead and put that in the chat if you're here right now. And yeah, we're going to do a duck for Papa. Oh, man. Sorry, I'm answering a text message, which is rude because I should be giving you guys my attention at the moment. But I don't stop, I don't fold, I don't forget. Those are the words of Austin Theory. Not a spine buster to Penta. Cover, hook of the leg, kick out at 2. Austin Theory potentially trying to this game, strategy that he has to wrinkles, offense and personal. All right, now that that's taken care of, let's see. All right, the 4 Papas are coming. I cried a whole lot yesterday, and then my sister told me God was calling him home. Hey, I mean, Papa went through a lot in his lifetime, right? I mean, we can't all live a normal life, and so yeah, I mean, God may very well have said, you've done your job. You were put on earth. You had a purpose. You made some people smile. You gave them a reason to enjoy certain things, community, pops, whatever it was, whatever he was put here for. And it's time to come home and rest a little bit and live a normal life. You've earned your wings, and you've earned the opportunity to just relax and enjoy things and not have to worry about any sickness or anything like that, disability, pain, suffering. Just, you've earned your ticket. So that's when you look at it in that light, I think you can always the pain gets absolved a little bit by the purpose, right? So that's the thing. At least he's not in pain anymore. Exactly. So yeah, to not be in pain, and to be where he is now, probably not the worst thing, especially if he's, as we all think, if he's in heaven, then that's great. All right, I'm gonna give this another minute right? Before we spin it, we're gonna do another minute. Let's see. What do we get? What do we get? Guess we'll pull some books. Today's books come out of the X-Men Free Comic Book Day box. So maybe we have some X-Men books to show today. Oh, there are some X-Men books in here. So, when I was a kid, I didn't realize that classic X-Men were classic X-Men tales retold for a new generation. Let's not whitewash this. But yeah. Got the Nightcrawler, got Wolverine. Very cool. And here's another one. X-Men Classic number 68, The Birth of Binary. Got the Cyclops, the Nightcrawler. Did I say Cyclops? Colossus. Cyclops is over there. Nightcrawler, Binary. And then we've got X-Men number 1. I think I paid like 50 cents for this at Midtown Comics. They had like a sale or something, and it was some ridiculous amount off. So I got X-Men number 1, right, by Brian Michael Bendis with Chris Bachalo on art. But I really went into it because I believe this was the first appearance of Gold Balls. It was part of the resurrection process in Michael Hickman's and Jonathan's, or not Michael Hickman, Jonathan Hickman's run. So I just bought a bunch of copies of Gold Ball. The covers were actually really good. On this series. Here's issue 2. I thought they were anyway. And this is Townsend. Yeah. Townsend has a little bit Ramita in them. Or maybe Ramita has some Townsend in him. But it's definitely closer to a regular. It's definitely closer to like I don't even want to say like house style. It's just not as stylized as John Romita Jr. But it is definitely awesome artwork. Well, apparently there is a hooded man beating up on people in the WWE universe. This time, stomping out Austin Theory. So this was pretty good. I didn't hate it. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I had a whole bunch of those classic ones. Gave them to my little sister once I found out they were all reprints. See, I wasn't the only one who got fooled. Sorry, just trying to put those back in the box. All right, we're gonna spin the duck. Who's getting a duck? I had that up for a pretty long time. If you didn't get it in, you'll have to wait for the next one. Joe, the adventurous Joe. Joe, you got a duck. I think it's your second duck, honestly. Joe, it is your second duck. It was. Let's catch up on the chat. Yeah, that was after AVX and Cyclops killed Professor X, right? How many times is Professor X gonna get killed, by the way? Hey, Super Bowl 60 just happened. It did on Sunday, which was yesterday. Which I don't know. Was that a Monday in Australia? I don't know. Yeah, I thought the Super Bowl was okay. It was a defensive battle, defensive struggle, right? And so let's get some light on here while I'm talking. Boop, boop. I don't want night mode, but let's see. And make it a little brighter. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it was defensive battle. If you like defenses, then that was the perfect game for you. If you didn't like defense, then you hated it. So I thought neither quarterback was great. Sam Darnold was proficient, right? Drake May was not great, right? Couldn't find a rhythm, and then the few times he did find a rhythm through turnovers. Yeah, it was what it was, and not great. And in Italy is the Olympics. Yeah. Oh man. Lindsey Vonn, right? So I started watching the Olympics yesterday, and Lindsey Vonn's racing. So I'm like, yeah, I'm a watch Lindsey Vonn race. And that first heat, she hit a gate, during the downhill, and her arm got stuck, and then she took a spill, and she had ACL damage from like 9 days earlier, and they had to basically airlift her off the mountain. So, I mean, it might seem, I mean, I don't want to belittle or I don't want to say belittle. I want to say like, oh my God, it was a horrific accident. I mean, she was down, she was clearly hurt. But the fact that they airlifted her off, one means it's a serious enough injury, but two, it's a mountain, so they're not gonna make the athlete, walk or slide all the way to the bottom of the mountain. So obviously, I think airlifting was the logical choice there. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't worry about a catastrophic injury or that she was dying by the fact that they were airlifting her off the mountain. I just think that was the best choice, regardless of injury, to airlift somebody. It took 20 minutes, I believe, to get her off the mountain. But it was just devastating. Like the crowd, the air was sucked right out. Like everybody was like cheering for all the contestants, and the speed, and they were cutting it up. And then when the Lindsey Vonn incident happened, silence. Like I had to check that my volume was on, because it was bad. And it looks like Lindsey Vonn, I just did a quick search, fractured her left leg, which explains, why. And she had an injury in the on the left leg. I believe that was where her where the ACL was torn. So, but she's in stable condition. She tried. Lindsey Vonn is a hero, all right. In terms of like inspiration, because she gives it her all. Like, she's been injured multiple times and taken multiple spills and still comes back and still in world championship form. And that is because she is willing to put it all on the line to win. And that's what she did with this one. I think more than likely this was her final Olympic run. And I know you guys came in for comics, and I'm talking Olympics, but come on, it's the Olympics. I also mean I talked wrestling and football and all this other stuff too. But anyway, yeah. So I feel bad for Lindsey Vonn, but she went out there, she gave it her all. I think she really was. It was all or nothing on this because I think this was probably her last Olympic. She's 41, and right, if she attempts a comeback, she'll be what, 45 by the time the next one rolls around. Still could do it, right? Who says you can't? But yeah, I think she gave it her all, and it just didn't turn out the way she or the Olympic fans hoped, because it really was early too. It was real early in the race, and it was just unfortunate. Got too close to a flag, caught her arm, and the rest was history. It was a bad spill. And then the Red Skull stole Professor X's brain and put it in his own head, which rebirthed Onslaught. That's right. We get the first appearance of the Red Skull Onslaught out of that series. So, which is weird because I always see the like key collectors like first appearance of Onslaught, and it's like it's a certain type of Onslaught. It's not the original Onslaught. I know I saw you when I drew the ducks earlier. The Comic Vet is in the house. What is up? What is up, Comic Vet? One of my adversaries in the comic book community fantasy football league, the Comic Vet. But really awesome guy. I met him, and tall. If there's one thing you could say about the Vet, is he is a tall human being. So if you want a tall comic book person, the Comic Vet, Chris, that's your dude. Congratulations. Way to go, Joe. Oh, yes, that was for the duck. Yes, I live in Australia. What time? I guess my question was what day was the Super Bowl happening in Australia? I believe it was on a Monday, but I could be wrong. I tune into the Olympics for the curling matches. You know what? Curling looks like a fun game. Like I'd do some curling, right? I'm just saying, I do some curling. Like usual, I'm a little bit behind in the chat. I'm about 6 minutes behind. And we'll see how far we go tonight. I was outside today for a little bit, working on some stuff, and I had like a runny nose, and now I'm feeling kind of congested. So we'll see. We'll see how long I can last. Here's the Uncanny X-Men #1, Dave Crockham 76 cover. It was, no, I don't know. I believe this is a facsimile something, but it is a wraparound. So you got Iceman as like a snowman. Pretty sure this was recolored and all that stuff. All that good jazz. Here's the Uncanny X-Men #1, part of X-Men. So, no, this isn't a facsimile. Excuse me. This is just a variant cover. X-Men Disassembled Part 1. Ed Brisson writing it with Matthew Rosenberg, Kelly Thompson. This is the second printing with Apocalypse hung on that X. These books are usually pretty fun. This is Uncanny X-Men #700. This is another one of those wraparound covers, but it's got a lot of the contributors to this issue, at least, and over time in the X-Men universe. But you got Jerry Dugan, Kieran Gillen, Al Ewing, Joshua Cassara, Phil Noto, Lucas Wernick, Laniel Francis Yu, Walter Simonson, Mark Brooks, John Romita Jr., Jeromo Pena, Luciano Vecchio, Stefano Casilli, Sarah Pacelli, Chris Claremont, Salvador La Roca, Gail Simone, Jed McKay, and Javier Garron. So let's see. Let's make sure this is a wraparound cover. It totally is. So that's pretty cool. X-Men number 35 or Legacy issue number 700. Here's kind of a classic cover. The Saga of Storm, Goddess of Thunder. X-Men Giant Size Annual number 9. Also an Art Adams cover. So you got Storm with, right, Mjolnir. So this is kind of a well-known cover, right? Oh, this is a beauty, guys. A beauty. Let's see, where are we at? Welcome to the party, bro. I'm still fighting off a severe case of pneumonia. Lots of soup, 7-Up, and 2 weeks of special pills I have to take for it. I'm on sick leave. Oh, man. Thanks. Thank you for welcoming me to the party. Yeah, I'm just congested as all heck, and I'm not quite sure if it's just a, just the passing whatever, or if it's going to last for a while. Let's see. Just want to put on some background wrestling. All right. I said this is a beauty, and I mean it. I meant it. And I'm just going to pull another book. So these are probably my... Let me put these back in the box. My oldest X-Men comics. And I don't have a ton of like Silver Age books and, even bronze books. A lot of my books are modern. When I first started my collection, I had probably an okay amount. And then I think when we moved, I lost a lot of my older comics. So, a lot of the stuff I've been picking up is more modern. Doesn't mean I don't like the old stuff, and I especially love the covers and just the feel of the book, and I'm going to one of my favorite places to find out some info, cover price right now, because I don't want to misquote what's actually super special about these books. Yes. All right. It's what I thought it was. Cool. So this is a first appearance in the X-Men universe of a pretty big character. Pay no attention to the price on the sticker. That is not what I paid for this book, for this beautiful book. Nice color. Besides for that, I wouldn't say like is anything like, it's definitely not near mint. Ton of spine damage. But here we go. This is X-Men number 15. Let's see if I can get it to not glare. But it is the first appearance of Master Mold and the second appearance of the Sentinels. It's a nice, crispy 12 center with extra in this epic, the origin of the Beast. So you also get the origin of Beast, right? So if you're a big fan of the X-Men, this is actually a pretty key book, right? And I've always been like a peripheral X-Men fan. It's never been my number one concern, the X-Men, but it is definitely still a big fan of the X-Men, right? X-Men films, all that good stuff. But yeah, here you see first appearance of Master Mold, second appearance of the Sentinels, Origin of Beast. It's about a $76 book and 5.5 to 6.5. I paid, if I remember correctly, I probably paid about half that for the book. Also, I don't know what that grade would be. That could grade as a 3.5 or something like that. So I may have paid just around what it's worth, maybe a little bit less, right? $58 for 3.0 to 4.5. Slabbed 7.5 goes for $264. I mean, I get that it's the Master Mold and the Sentinels are the bigger book, right? But Master Mold is kind of like the big was the big Sentinel back in the day, right? But also you get that Origin of Beast. So for Beast fans, that's a pretty big book, right? It's actually trending up, and I think all X-Men books will be trending up, right, with the arrival of the X-Men later this year. So let's see. Let's catch up on the chat real quick. That X Annual is genius in my tiny PC. There you go. Yeah, you know, sometimes I wish I had a tiny PC. I got way too many books. Way too many. Hey, what's up, Cicada Sonic? Welcome to the show. Just make sure you take care of yourself, bro. Don't be like me, because having pneumonia of any kind is not great. I can imagine it's not awesome. Not awesome at all. Excuse me as I yawn. I'm also getting tired while I'm sick. I don't even know. Somebody said my voice sounded different earlier today, and I don't know if it actually does. But if you think I sound a little bit different, let a brother know. I think they reprinted that one not too long ago. Could be. All right, here's my next one. So I have 15, and then there is a price variant, by the way, of the X-Men book. It's the UK price variant. That one goes for a lot more, by the way. Oh, a 9.4 of that book goes for $3,390. Well, went for that much. That was a high sale in 2019. That's crazy. Yeah, if you have this book in like a 9, you're looking at $1,000 book. And then it gets affordable as you go lower. But anyway, as I was saying, I got 15 and then I went and got 16. And again, I think I paid like maybe $20 for this. 16 should be the second appearance of Master Mold and the third appearance of the Sentinels, right? So at some point I probably will get 14 just to have complete the Sentinel run and have the first book in the run. So somehow this one had a high sale of $168 on, so I'll share that on February 5th of 2026. And the big thing is probably because you get like the full Master Mold on the cover, right? So I'm thinking that is one of the big selling points of this book. So I think that's pretty cool. All right. So yeah, that's probably why. Wow, there was a $19,000 9.8 of this book. That is crazy. 10 grand for a 9.8. Right? So the book doesn't have as much value on the high end except for like 9.8, 9.6. Crazy pandemic prices through the roof. This is excuse me. Excuse me. This is the big one right here. That is the first appearance of the Sentinels. And that is the book that has people, has people go Google Gaga over. First appearance of the Sentinels. That one's actually trending down, probably because it's the most expensive. So people are going after, Master Mold and other Sentinel covers rather than go to the expensive book. Also, I feel like this book is just, if you were chasing a Sentinel book, unless you're newer to the game or it was just unattainable at the time you decided to get it. A lot of people have this book. $45,000, like this is again pandemic-ish times, in a 9.8. That's crazy. Yikes. And what do we got here? 0.5 goes for 170, but it looks like a 1.5 goes for actually less. And this is just sales data, right? Taken from like eBay and other sales places. So, sometimes people get lucky. Sometimes there's not as many of a certain book on the shelf at a certain time. Timing plays a lot in these prices, but you get a rough estimate, right? So you're going to expect to pay at least 150 for 2.0 or less. I would say that would be fair. And then, anything over 2.0, 2.5 also probably less, but 3 and above, you're going to pay 3.0 and above, you're going to pay $200 or more. I would say would be a fair estimate. Mid-level, you're looking at $300, and then as we get higher than that, if you're aiming for a 9, even an 8, I think you're going to pay close to $1,000, and that's slabbed. Unslabbed seems to go for a lot of money as well, except unless you get something a 1 or less, because that seems to only be $41. So not bad. But anyway, I should get one of these, and I could just easily get maybe a ungraded, not ungraded, but an unslabbed version. And if I wanted to, I could slab it. But yeah, let's see. Yes, your voice sounds. Yes, your voice sounds tired. Yeah. Yeah, we might head out soon. I mean, it's already 10:44, so we've been here for about 40 minutes anyway. But maybe get some tea and honey or something. Make sure I keep this voice silky smooth for the rest of the week. There you go. Turn me up in my vocals. Yeah. Turn me up in the headphones. Next up, the next book I have to show you guys is actually coverless. I don't have many coverless books in my collection. This may be one of 2, and I'm not even sure what the other one is. I think the other one I tore off the cover for like a Whack Comics thing back in the day, so it's not even on purpose. But I definitely bought this book at not a Savers. It was a Savers. It was definitely a thrift shop. I bought this book. All right. But I bought it when I bought it. It was $1. So I was like, I can't turn it down, even if it doesn't have a cover. I mean, I thought about turning it down without a cover, but I was like, you know what? We're gonna buy this book, and it's just a classic cover. It's a classic milestone book. Yeah, I think it's just a cool cover. So let me show you the book itself. This is X-Men number 100, right? You've got the new version of the X-Men versus the old version of the X-Men, or you can say the Claremont versus, the pre-Claremont era X-Men. Yeah, one of these just sold February 7th for $295. Again, trending up. I think as people try to figure out which X-Men will be in the X-Men universe. Cyclops has, already been dropped and teased, right? We all know Deadpool is around. If Deadpool's around, you never know. He could bring in his buddy Wolverine. But yeah, this is it. Now mine is coverless, so it's definitely going to be way down here. But again, I spent $2 on it, or $1. I think I said $1 before. Maybe it was $2. Even if it was $2, still not hating it. Oh, and I forgot there's 2 books in here. Two coverless books. That's right. All right. So here is X-Men. I always forget that. Here is X-Men number 100 coverless. You can't see that, can you? And I can't open it for some reason. Looks like AJ Styles and CM Punk might be wrestling soon at WrestleMania. Here, let's go inside of issue number 100 of the X-Men without a cover. Good old newspaper print here. I have been searching for a cover for X-Men 100, and if I ever find one, I'll just get it to complete the book. It's not that if you send it in like that and CGC recognizes the cover doesn't match the the drapes don't match the blinds, I think they give you like a incomplete or something on your grading. So I wouldn't grade it, or maybe I would. Huh. But why? So this cover art is actually pretty cool. The colors in here are pretty awesome. Again, I'll show this page again. So pretty fun. It was fun to find X-Men 100 for whatever, $2. Punk is wrestling Reigns. So what was this whole thing with AJ Styles coming out? And didn't AJ Styles already have like a retirement match? Am I watching like a really old episode of Raw? Not like really old, but old enough. I don't know. All right, this is X-Men 115. Hey, this book belonged to a guy named Carlos. Because that's what it says right there. Carlos. And I don't think I know the cover to X-Men 115. No idea. I'm not on Raw right now. Yeah, I mean, Raw ended and I put on the rewind. But sometimes, Netflix does a weird thing where it won't play the most recent episode. It'll play like the last episode you missed, or a part of like the last episode you missed. And so then you're not actually up, watching what you thought you wanted to watch. You're watching what it thought you wanted to watch, but not what you actually wanted to watch. Anyway, this is X-Men 114 and X-Men 100 coverless. So Carlos probably has those covers on his wall. I want to see the cover for 114 though. So I'm gonna do a little searchy search. Probably would be quicker if I typed it in. X-Men number 114. All right. Oop. It's definitely got to be this regular edition here. The day the X-Men died. So, Carlos, I knew him well. So let's see. First use of Uncanny in the logo. That was the big thing. So I got 114, the first use of Uncanny in the logo without the cover that states Uncanny on the logo. It looks like you get the book for $10 in okay condition, very good. Not an uber expensive book, but I think a key, 9.8 goes for a decent amount of money. At over $1,000 because it's kind of a part of history. The Uncanny X-Men. All right. Putting Uncanny on the title block. So not bad. It looks like if you want anything that's not near mint plus, it is also a very affordable book. So but super cool to have these awesome historical X-Men books without the cover. All right, let's do another duck race. Not another duck race. We'll do another. We'll give away another duck, and then maybe we'll head out of here because I got to get healthy, and I gotta post my BOCC love book. So let's do it. Let me share. And since we'll be doing, the BOCC book, we're gonna do hashtag BOCC, and this will be my posting for hashtag BOCC love. If you haven't checked it out yet, guys, Black Order Comic Club is doing a contest for the month of February. Every day is a different hashtag. And if you post something to Instagram with the hashtag and follow the instructions on the BOCC Instagram page, the Black Order Comic Club Instagram page, you will possibly, right? Not you will, definitely. You may possibly go home with a slab. So check it out. Let me see if I can bring up the website. And excuse me for yawning as I frighten you all enough to make you want to go away. So here's the BOCC, Black Order Comic Club website. What you're looking for, guys, is this right here, right? Our love letter to the comic community from Black Order Comic Club. Here's your invitation, right? Go ahead and read this to enter the challenge, right? With the little asterisk, and win this amazing book. All you have to do is follow our club Instagram, like the post, and tag 3 friends in the comment section. You would love to take part in our challenge. Anyone who completes the majority of the challenge will be chosen by our club founders to win the grand prize. For an extra chance to win, follow our YouTube page, link in bio, or put this post in your stories and tag us. Please be sure to actually tag this page at Black Order Comic Club so we can count your submissions. Also use the hashtag BOCCLove. So basically what it's saying, guys, is tag 3 of your friends here in this post, right? Put them down there. Be like, yo, check this out. Post one of the days, right? So find one of the day, whatever day it is, I went the wrong way, or I clicked the wrong button. So right now we're on day 9, right? It's February 9th. Avengers a Justice League character, right? Tomorrow is Who's Your Indie Love, hero or heroine who melts your heart, etc. They love to fight, red cover love, Kiss comic. Um, and that's Kiss comic is the 14th, by the way. That's Valentine's Day. So, whenever you do one of these covers, guys, make sure to Black Order Comic Club and use the hashtag BOCC love. And then that's pretty much what you do. You enter it and you get entered to win a slab. And here are the rest of the days. So, cool stuff. Very cool stuff. Just giving you a shot at, winning a slab. So go ahead and put in hashtag BOCC if you want in for a duck. And there you go. Yep, get some rest. Thanks. Hi to all. Cup, what's up? Jim NFL 7134 in the house. What is up, Jim? How are you doing today? Yes, Jennifer Connelly, right? She's cool. More on the channel, except for Royal Rumble, not watch wrestling in over 10 years. There you go. I heard this year's Royal Rumble was meh or mediocre, but not anything spectacular. So I heard they really wasted an opportunity in the ladies division, and the men's division was predictable. But I didn't watch it, so I can't tell you whether that's true or not. Hashtag no more Patriots Super Bowls. Hey, they got their butt spanked. So I'm in for some butt spankings of the Patriots if they're in the Super Bowl. I mean, if you're telling the script writers of the NFL, let's put in some other teams, I understand that too. There's already and you heard it here first, folks. Not that I heard it here first, but you heard it here first from me. There's already speculation that the Washington Commanders will be the World Series champs next season. Commanders. That it's in the scripts. It's in the script. Now that I've said it, obviously they got to go change it up. But when I woke up, the song I played "Hit the Road Jack" twice for humor. Yes, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Got a little too excited there, guys. All right, we're gonna leave this up for about another minute, and then at the hour mark, because we're so close, I'm gonna head out. I mean, as people are coming in, but yeah, I should get some rest, just so I can feel better. We have the Uncanny X-Men, guys. 35 centers. The Saga of Professor X, A New Beginning, and the End. We have Uncanny X-Men number 117. Psywar. If they did it today with Pokemon, it'd be Psyduck War. This is a reprint, total reprint, and a variant edition. I don't know how you have a facsimile or a reprint of a comic, but then do a just do a different cover, right? The interiors would be the same though, but this is Luciano Vecchio cover for the reprint of the Uncanny X-Men number 130 with Dazzler on the cover. So I think that's like a sexy Saturday cover right there. Hello, nurse. Here is another reprint, whatever you want to call it, facsimile. This is X-Men number 141, right? Originally from 1980, but this is not from 1980. This is the foil reprint. So here's some foily, right? And I think this is John Byrne. All right, we're getting back to real issues. This is guest starring the Macabre Man-Thing, the Macabre, right? We have the Uncanny X-Men number 144. There's Man-Thing. I used to be a lead singer, so Allison is my gal. Nice. Oh. Got that lead singer union, if you will. Oh, I have two of those 144s. Sometimes when I have two covers, one's a newsie and one's not, but no, it's both the same. Oh, here's an interesting cover. We have Uncanny X-Men 145 with Dr. Doom, and he's holding Storm. That's a fun cover. I like that one. Ooh, this one's cool too. This is X-Men 146. Guess who wins? Got Havoc in the old white suit. Arcade to me is a fun character, but he's kind of a cheat code too, right? Like Arcade just can do whatever he wants, create these worlds. So I don't know. This is Uncanny X-Men number 147. Rogue Storm. We did it before. Dare we do it again? Honestly, I'm not sure what they did. But yeah, do it again. Do it again. And then this is a Chris Claremont, Louise Simonson book. I know that because I put a posted on it. Dave Cockrum art with Joe Rubenstein. This is Uncanny X-Men number 149. And the dead shall bury the living. All right. I think we're good with showing off the X-Men books for now. For now. Tune in possibly next week. And we'll do some more. Hero for Hire's in the house. What's up, Matt? How you doing, buddy? Doing all right? Claim X-Men. Cool. Yeah. I don't know if you guys did the claim sale or not today, but I didn't get home till about 9 o'clock, 9:15. So I didn't get to check it out. But I've been meaning to stop by and support you guys a little bit more, honestly. So we're going to spin the wheel. Just give you guys a little shout outs on Mondays. Yeah, let's spin the wheel. Hold on, let me share that first. All right, let's do this. All right, guys, so we're gonna draw for another duck. Then I'm gonna head out, just get myself a little healthy, maybe get a little tea in me, and get some sleep. That sounds like a good plan. All right, so we're gonna draw this. Round and round it goes. Where it stops, I'll tell you what, StreamYard knows who gets the duck. Joe. Way to ruin everybody's dreams, Joe, of grabbing a duck. And some nursing. Yeah, let's get some nursing in here. All right. I'm not against nursing or getting nursed. All right. Oh, I thought I got rid of that page. All I did was send it back to that. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna get some rest. Not that I'm feeling horrible, but earlier I was feeling a little tired after being outside for a while, and feeling a little stuffy, a little congested. As you saw, I just coughed. Wasn't even a sneeze. It was a little cough. So maybe something's coming along. So I should probably get some rest, get some, like I said, get some tea, get some honey, get some vitamins, maybe take a hot shower, and call it a day. So Joe, you got another duck, and that's Joe. What do you know? Congrats. My flowers won't grow. All right, guys. So we're gonna head out. Yeah, do what you do. I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna get ready for next Monday Night Raw books. What you gonna do, brother? Win the biggest guns in comics. Run wild on you. Anyway, tomorrow I should be dropping my preview video, and then Wednesday I might be on the road, I might not, but stay tuned. Wednesday we'll be doing the new comic book day Y segments with Psychotronic Squirt Gun, who shows up every once in a while. Steve. All right, guys. I hope everybody has a great night. Typically I do like a little dance segment, but I did that whole what you gonna do. I did. So I will see you guys whenever I see you. All right. I hope everybody's doing well. It's better to look good than to feel good. There you go. Probably run in the other direction. All right, guys. We will see you all later. Later, taters. Take care of yourselves. Have a great week. Like I said, tomorrow, new comic book day preview. If you're looking to see what books are coming out this week, Wednesday is typically new comic book day. Why? With my buddy Psychotronic Squirt Gun, who stops by for cameos and stings for the whole thing. We had a blast last week. Like a 2-hour stream. Good lord. Good lord. Me and Aaron are backstage, Will, if you want to drop by. I think I'm going to maybe I'll drop by for a little bit, but I think I really just need to take a shower and get ready for bed. But I do appreciate the invite. Love you guys. Seriously, love you guys. All right, peace out, Cub Scouts. We're done. Deuces. Peace.